yes, you're not allowed to post certain things, but some people got like that little gap where they can put in, which is like a bit of a gray area. So, for example, the
Yeah.
big story is people being racist on platforms like that. It's come out in the
Mm.
last 2, 3 weeks, I think. My biggest problem with things like that is, okay, fine, they monitor everything that's been posted and stuff, but why do you let that be posted in the first place? Number one. And number two, was it takes so long for them? Because banning someone, I'd imagine, is just
Pressing the
tap
button.
of a button or whatever, push of a button. So why does it take so long to do that? And if they get banned, they can still make another account and still come back on the same thing as well. So kind of like, with all that technology we've got, it's all good and well. Obviously, it's a progressive. It's good. It's a good thing we
Mm.
have it. But on the other side, I don't think enough is being done to sort of stop. There's always going to be idiots out there. Just face
100%.
it. It's always
100%.
going to be. It's a fact of life, isn't it? So I think with the way things with 2021 now, things like this should have been stopped. Let's say 4 years ago. Let's just give it a time frame. That's the one thing I don't really agree with that on that
Mm.
effect. You get what I'm saying? But
But no, I feel like what you said about like the racist comments and that, I've seen people argue against it on Twitter. The other day I seen someone, because you know some what I do sometimes on Twitter, just not for banter, but just so I can kind of see someone else's sort of other people's mindset. Because sometimes I feel like it's always good to I even like I'll watch something like Fox News. I'll read Daily Mail just so I can get I'm not limiting myself to one side of the story. Do you know what I mean? So I can get the other side. So sometimes what I'll do, I'll go on someone's like a controversial page. So I've been on like Nigel Farage. I like check his Instagram every so often. Kate Hopkins on YouTube. I'll watch some of her videos just to kind of see what they're saying and to read the comments and kind of see what their followers are saying and what's kind of new and what's not. So
yeah,
I seen someone the other day say that yeah, the racism is bad, but you can't ban them because it cancels free speech. I was like,
right.
there's free speech, and then there's what a lot of people class as free speech. So free speech is being able to say whatever I want, yeah, and not get like done for it, basically. Now, if I meet you in person, I can say whatever I want. But me now going onto Facebook and typing in that same stuff, that's not free speech. Because one, I'm not talking it, yeah. And two, these companies are privately owned companies and they have rules and regulations. Just like if you
Yeah.
work for a company, there's a lot of things you can't say and do. And these companies follow the same sort of guidelines. There's a lot of things you can't say and do on these platforms. So if you now go against their rules and regulations, they have every single right to
To
kick
stop
you
you
off.
from doing that, because like I say, it's a privately owned thing. It's not like law or anything.
Mm,
You can choose to put your self laws to say you can't say this and say that. That's not counting free speech though. Like you said, if I stand outside and shout out whatever I want to shout out, ain't nobody gonna stop me. It's a free
yeah,
country. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. I think with that being said, it's not done enough to stop it completely,
no,
because people are still gonna say whatever they want to say, and then laugh about it in the comments, or they have a little buzz from it for like a day or two. Their posts get taken down, they get banned, they make another account, then the same stuff goes over and over
yeah,
again.
100%.
So it's just like, it's not an easy, I don't think there's an easy way of actually, there is an easy way of doing it. Just find out who's doing it and just ban them from everything.
But then the thing is
It's
like
not,
you said, like you can then go and create a new account. So you've got
it's not like a,
it's
I
finding a
don't
way
know.
to kind of stop them from doing that. So you see something, okay, see like Trump, for instance. Trump now can't go and make another account because one, he's too big of a profile.
Mm-hmm.
And as as smart as Trump actually is, a lot of people think he's dumb, but he knows what he's doing. Yeah, so you kind of got to give him
Yeah.
credit for that, saying that he's quite smart. So smart as he is, he's actually very dumb. And that contradicts what I just said, but hear me out. So Trump's the type of guy that would create another account in the same name and put like the real Donald Trump 01 or something new, something like that. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and then he'll put the same picture up. He would literally clone his own self. So that's the type of thing that will get you caught. Do you know what I mean? And he's such a big profile that Twitter are going to be actively looking at him.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Anything that flags up anything to do with Trump, they're on it 100%. On it 100%. But it's finding a way to, when you are banned, if you are banned, to then stop you from making another account.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the hardest thing about it, because you can make accounts in minutes. All you got to do is make another email address. That's all you need.
Literally just make a new email address, typing a different name, typing a different date of birth, and you're in. That's pretty much
you
it.
can use the same date. You can use the same date of birth even.
So there's got to be a way where if I say something that gets me banned, even if I even attempt to think, you know what, I'm gonna make a different one, but still spew out the same nonsense I'm spewing.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way where you'd be like, you know what, you can't, because having a social media profile or being on social is not a basic necessity of life, though, is it? You're not gonna die without it. You know, live with it either. Do you know what I mean?
It is. Do you know what I mean?
It's not like you've got to have it. If you're banned, you're banned. That's it. But however, this type of people do this type of stuff and portray themselves to the world because this is seen everywhere by anyone. Those people are just sort of in their heads, just far gone.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, there's people go, yeah, people change and stuff like that. But I think once you like wired like that, it's very difficult for you to sort of turn around
change your views.
Sort of
yeah,
change your views because you see the 13-year-old kid was abusing footballer.
Rashford. Or was it Martial?
Rashford, I think it was only like
13. No, it was Zaha.
Yeah, 13 years of age.
Yeah.
And you come out and say, so it's. I mean, you've got a chance to sort of. You're only 13, you ain't seen nothing yet. I mean, but it must mean you've grown up in an environment where that is allowed to happen.
It's allowed, or it's normal. It's normalized.
It's a normal thing for you to do. So by the time you maybe get to like 18, you still probably still closing that little like that. By the time you get to 18 and adult now, you can't. You have to think for yourself. But your brain now is hardwired to just think, I've got to just poke at people all the time. It's a bit sad. People like that watch them actually, you're sad, isn't it? I mean, like,
I would say that life. Why you got to hide behind a screen? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've had people come for me on social media, and then I look on their page. Sometimes I entertain it. Sometimes it's funny just to entertain it. Other times I just did it. Do you know what I mean? Block them and that's it. Sometimes if I'm feeling up for a bit of a back argument, I entertain it and I'll get back and forth with them.
They get wound up so quick though. You give them a fact and they just come up with a load of nonsense. They're like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Okay. Like, but it's like you said, like if you're that sort of age, your early teens, even younger, you got to put it down to the parents and the environment that they're living in.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that video of that guy? And he was basically on the living room with his partner, his girlfriend, and he was on Facebook Live. This is what I don't understand with these people as well when it comes to Facebook. So you're gonna go on Facebook Live, and you're gonna go and see a nonsense or whatever. You're doing it on your own profile where it's got your name, but you actively use that account, so everyone's gonna know it's you. Dumb move, yeah. So he's gone on his account, and it's when Priti Patel was given one of those conferences things, isn't it? So she was like the main one, obviously. Then she had like another black guy beside her, and then some other guy as well. I think he was like Asian as well. And he basically went on live, and he was like, "So I can't leave my house because we're on lockdown. This was like last month or maybe December. I can't leave my house because we're on lockdown or whatever. I'm here. I'm British. I'm English. And you expect me to listen to this P? I'm not gonna say the word, but you know what I'm on about.
Okay.
And then he goes, oh, and then not only her, you've then got this N beside her, and I have to listen to him as well. This video was about, if I can remember correctly, it must have been about 4 or 5 minutes long. Yeah. At first, his girlfriend beside him was just like, and I was like trying to like laugh it off. But I think she
Yeah.
must have clocked he was going a bit too deep, and she's like, "You can't say that." Da, 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 da. And he stopped. Anyway, 2-2 now. Like a week after, like a week, he then went back on social media. So his girlfriend left him. She broke up with him. Which I don't really get because you would have known that from before. So it's not like it just came out of nowhere. And then he got fired from his job because he was he worked for a football club.
Oh, jeez, really?
So
And
he
he
worked
came
for
out and
football.
said that.
You can't like saying that. So
Oh,
it was like a low league club, innit? He worked for this football club and they came out and made a statement and we're just like, we don't agree with anything that was said. He does not hold our values. He's been fired and will have no future connection to our club. Because they, at the moment, racism in sports is huge,
it's a big story now these
very
days.
big.
I mean,
And it's only in Europe predominantly. You don't really hear about it in the States or anywhere else.
mhm.
It's only really in Europe that you hear about this kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I think with Europe, I mean, I'm not gonna sort of sit here like again, like I know everything, but it comes across as if Europe is so diverse, right? Because obviously we've come from different places. We're now here. There's a lot of
Mm.
different cultures dotted around in literally almost every European country, apart from maybe a few. They'll still have some different races in there, but some countries it looks like might tolerate it more than others. Here,
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think what happens here is in this country we've grown up here since we've been kids, right? In here, it's kind of it used to be a sort of like hush hush. I mean, you say in your yard, you cuss out your yard and say whatever you say. When you
Don't say
come out,
outside.
your best friend's called Steve is black, so automatically you're good. You're pals with him,
Good.
or you
Yeah,
work
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
him, so you're good. I mean, obviously, with it became more apparent to people now when the Brexit thing happened, because obviously people came out. You say what you want to say. Do you know what I mean? I mean, everyone. I
When you
think
got these MPs saying it, they're always thinking, well, if he's saying it, then I can say it as well. Do you know what
I
I
can
mean?
say. Do you know what I mean? So I'd imagine like I said, back in the day, it used to be hush hush. Like going to school, yeah, that's my friend, but you never know what they'll be saying to you about you in the house. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens. I've worked with people who smile at you and say, yeah, Leeroy this, Leeroy that, then
Behind your
they
back.
go behind your back or like, oh, this N words. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Mm.
okay, that's what you really think about it. But cool, I'm not going to get upset about it. That's your thing, do you think? But now it's become more obvious, if that makes sense, because you can see there's a bit of a divide with obviously the news coming out and all this. The Brexit thing, I think, is the one that really kicked it off.
100%.
Obviously, with sports and stuff, because now people, you kind of with things like this, it's kind of like you can't be in the middle. You've got to be leaning on one side. You've got to be leaning on the other side.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can't be on the fence.
you,
Like Chip
you
said,
can't
on
be
the
on the fence.
fence, getting the
Yeah,
fence.
you can't be standing on the fence like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not all about diversity and racial justice and all that type of stuff, that pretty much means you're sitting on the other side then, really. That's where I see it. There's no grey areas with it. I mean, what else are you going to be?
Mm.
You can pick and choose what to sort of go, yeah, that's all right, that, isn't it? And obviously,
Yeah, no, I hear what you're
last
saying.
summer, we had them little protests everywhere
Mm.
where people, predominantly white, were coming back again against that Black Lives Matter movement. We see videos of people fighting the police, but then you come out again and go, well, the black people are the ones blaming the police, but you don't want to attack them though at the same time. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's
So it was
That's
kind
the
of,
thing that I
it's kind of
don't get,
like,
you. It's like with the whole thing, like imagine, okay, so what you just said, yeah, 100% true. How you have one side that stick up for the police, yeah, when it comes to it, they start attacking the police. So it's exactly the same thing that happened in America last month. Yeah, you've got the right wing over there who are the party for the police and Blue Lives Matter and all that kind of palaver. Yeah, that's the message they were spreading the whole of 2020. Blue Lives Matter. That what 17-year-old that killed down the two people, shot down the three people and killed two. On
yeah,
on his Facebook page, Blue Lives Matter. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
So these guys are sticking up for the police. When it comes to their agenda now, and what they actually want to do and what they've set out to do, they take down anyone in their path, including the police.
Blue Lives Matter don't matter anymore in that
Don't
time. In that
matter. It's
instance, it
gone out the
doesn't matter.
window. Gone.
It's just like, but how do you? They don't think how it looks though. The optics of it are really bad, isn't it? I mean, we're not saying we sit there on the
Very
righteous side.
hypocritical.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've got mistakes. We make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. But
Everyone does though, yeah.
some mistakes made by others are massive though. You can't be like Blue Lives Matter, then 6 months down the line, go attack the very blue lives you've been shouting and screaming at
Cheering
us
for. Yeah.
fighting against. You know what I mean? It's, you never you can't. I think that's the way the world works. It's never going to change. It's just going to be like it's going to be up and down. Something might come out next month. It'll be the same back and forth sort of dialogue, really, isn't it? The same
No.
with the sports thing. Just now with the football thing, everyone loves football. Everyone supports a particular team that's just not made of white people playing in that team. There's going to be black people who score for your team. You cheer them on. Then you can turn around and just go online because you're upset by something and just spew out all this weird nonsense and then think that's okay. It's not. It's not.
That's what you look. Even look at the England team now, yeah. So you look at who did they play? They played someone maybe last year, or the year before, and I think the team was mostly a black team.
Yeah.
Now, are you telling me that you could actually maybe not a full black team, but you could predominantly have a majority of a black starting 11 for England?
Yeah.
I think easily, hands down. Like England's best top 15 players, you could easily put down a majority of a black team. If this team now went out to win the World Cup, what would they say then?
That's our boys, they'll say. But if they flop on the other side, boy.
See that you're English when they want you to be English, but when you want to be English, it's a whole different story. But that's why a lot of because even like I'm gonna say the word, but I hate saying this word, but like BAME or people of color, yeah, I hate them terms, but that us this community that the BAME or people of color, whatever you want to say, yeah, what they class us as, that's why a lot of them find it hard to be proud to be British, because you can't be proud to be something if you're not made to feel welcome
in your own home, by the way. It's not like
in your own home. Exactly, it's even
in your
worse.
own home.
It's not like we migrated
they
here.
say,
I was
oh,
born here. I still don't feel like I'm part of the team. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
If you have a
It was
footballer and he signs to say, let's say Leicester, and they don't make him feel part of the team, and he's played there for 6 years, he's gonna want to leave.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
It's
mean,
exactly the same.
we've seen that. It's always been like that, though. We've seen instances where you think, this is my home, and
Yeah.
this is how things kind of work. Right? That's the only thing I know, really. I mean, that's the only home I know. So, right, okay, that's how it is.